In 1995, I was arrested by the FBI within 2 weeks of returning to the United States from Honduras. While in Honduras, I picked up certified copies of the documents which I told you about earlier, and I'll show you copies of in just a moment. While I was being held in a federal facility, federal officers came into me and told me, "Give up the documents, Tatum. Give them up or else you'll be charged with treason. And if you don't go to prison for the rest of your life, you may even be executed." In lieu of giving those documents up, I decided to do something else. I published those documents, and I sent a copy to the White House. This is a Department of Defense International Flight Plan filed by myself and my co-pilot. The names in this section: Robert Brantner. Our crew chief was a Mr. Rodriguez, and our medic was Gary Watkins. This flight plan was filed with base operations on February 26, 1985. The aircraft call sign was Dustoff 713. The actual number of the aircraft is also indicated on the flight plan. It shows that we flew a military mission in aircraft 7015713. We refueled at La Mesa. It shows that the people we flew as passengers were sent from Wally World, which was the intelligence compound at Pomerola Air Base. The names of the passengers were Cooper and Sawyer. Now, if you'll recall from a few moments ago, I told you about the cargo we flew. On the opposite side of this flight plan, we have the cargoes. As you can see, we were destined to transport vaccine to La Mesa. There was no one there to pick up the vaccine for 1 hour and 45 minutes. The note placed on it by me states that the vaccine popped open on landing while powdery substance, or a white powdery substance, advised Rodriguez via Lima Lima, suspected cocaine. Container was large white cooler, similar to the ones I delivered to Arkansas in 1984. The stamp on it is Copia Certificada, which is a certified copy provided by the Honduran government. This particular government official has the originals in hand and is willing to produce the originals to any world court that is willing to prosecute those who are trafficking in cocaine in their country. This is a flight plan dated 18 March 1985. We flew aircraft 429, which was actually 4016429. I was a pilot. My co-pilot was Scott Williams, who many of you may recognize as a CIA asset. My crew chief was Bill McDonald, and again, my crew chief was E4 Rodriguez. This particular flight, we flew into several villages and then into San Lorenzo, Honduras. The personnel on board the aircraft were two, Mr. North, who you know as Oliver North, and another passenger. The particular mission that we flew on this day required us to go into an area that was heavily shelled during the night. It was a Contra village. At the Contra village, we picked up a patient who had trauma to the leg, massive rib fracture, and the second patient had upper chest wounds. As the medic was treating the chest wound, he needed my help. I went over and helped him. Mr. North, who had arrived late at the aircraft that morning, making us 45 minutes for our takeoff, came over, exasperated that we were taking such a large amount of time working on these Honduran nationals, or on these, I should say, Contras. But they were Hondurans, they weren't Nicaraguans, so that you know. Mr. North had decided that we were taking too much time. He came over and told us to get the aircraft up and going. However, when he got to us, he looked at the chest wound. The chest wound was a gaping chest wound. The heart was exposed and it was beating. Mr. North fainted. It compounded the medic's duties in having to tend to old blood and guts Oliver North. He made the notes on this, his medical evaluation. Medics additional medics' comments are on the reverse of this particular flight plan.
Can you give us a clue what that's saying there on the comments?
Sure. The comments say approximate ground time 15 minutes. This was in delivering, in San Lorenzo, delivering the patients. 15 minutes is a large amount of time when you have chest wounds and so forth to offload ambulances to take to the primary care facility, to the tactical facility that was set up. And the medic was complaining here because it took so much time to get the people offloaded and into trauma care.